Merci Luca.
Et, on a les juges à côté, donc Nora Smajerova, Laura Fioretti,
Bonjour.
Valérie
Merci.
Egel,
Bonjour.
Hélène, Sabri,
Bonjour.
Didier,
Bonjour. Bonjour. Miguel, merci.
José. Donc maintenant, Kevin, c'est à toi. Tu as 15 minutes pour préparer 4 espresso, 4 cappuccinos et 4 boissons signature. Bonne chance.
Vous êtes prêts? Ok. Temps. Bonjour. Excusez-moi. Donc, today, I'd like to start out with a little bit of backstory before we get into our coffee. My first job in coffee was actually something I had just taken as an extra job, just to get some extra money, and I really had absolutely no interest in coffee at that point. However, at this cafe that I was working at, one of their core principles was that it was a privilege to touch the espresso machine. And at first to me that seemed bizarre to wonder why it was such a unique thing. However, the first training, when they finally decided to train me to make the coffees, I immediately was surprised at how much I loved it. In fact, that night, that first night after the first training, I was not sleeping because I was just thinking about how cool it was, all these things I had learned already, and of course it was partly because of all the espressos that we drank, but as well, it sparked my interest so much. Fast forward a few months, and I've bought a machine for my house, a little espresso machine, and I'm going home from work and making coffees at home, and fast forward 2 more years, and I've got a small home roaster. And this is what really started my interest in coffee in general, was learning what you could do with roasting the beans, and it was again going home from work and just doing more work related to coffee, and that's what brings me here today. After 9 years, it continues to surprise me every day, and the coffee that I've brought to you is the reason I chose this coffee is because it surprised me so much on the cupping table. It's a coffee that comes from Brazil, exported by our friends at Fazenda Ambiental Fortaleza. It's a surprisingly high altitude for Brazil, 1,350 meters. It is a red catuai in a natural process. One of the things when we had it on the cupping table is that its acidity just jumped out among all of the other Brazils we were tasting that day. And it was that moment that I decided I'm bringing this coffee to the competition. So first I'm going to start with just a little bit of preparations for the signature drink, and we'll be back in a moment with the espressos.
On peut bien l'applaudir. Bien, belle présentation de Kevin, mesdames et messieurs. Toute la connaissance du produit.
I'm making 3 shots for the signature beverages.
Le problème, c'est que lui, il a enlevé tous les fans. Il a enlevé que les fans, alors que moi j'ai enlevé les particules les plus larges et les plus fines.
Le professionnalisme, la connaissance du produit, le détail sur la machine, tout ça sur le barista.
I'm just going to get these espressos cooling down for our signature beverage later. Merci. Okay, so now that we've got those in a nice ice bath, I'm going to start with the service of the espressos. Now, as I said, it was the acidity that really jumped out of this on the cupping table. Such a surprise. And what you're going to find in this coffee is a lovely upfront citrus acidity, a medium sweet body, and a finish of cocoa powder in the finish, and baker's chocolate a little bit between the two. I'll go ahead and prepare those for you now, and I'll be right back with that.
Et maintenant l'espresso, on peut l'applaudir, mesdames et messieurs, Kevin Ayers. Ici aussi au championnat de France Barista 2015, 8e édition. Le Barista représentera la France au championnat du monde aux États-Unis, le mois d'avril. Quatre espressos du Brésil, madame et monsieur.
So again, the tasting notes we want to look for is really that lovely citrus acidity, a bit like lime right at the front, but it fades very quickly to a lovely finish of baker's chocolate. If you could, please use the spoon on your left for the espressos. Then you have a small black container just in front for the spoons when you're finished. Please enjoy.
On peut bien applaudir les espressos de Kevin, mesdames et messieurs.
I'll let you finish, please. Okay, these are for the cappuccinos.
« 15 minutes de préparation pour 4 espressos, 4 cappuccinos et 4 boissons signature. 5 minutes.
Merci. Okay, so now we're going to move on to our cappuccinos. One of the best things about the cappuccino is the milk, of course, coming through and helping the espresso to take away bitterness, but to also bring a lovely sweetness to the drink. The milk that I've chosen here is a milk we've been working with the entire 4 years at Coutume. It's a lovely sweet milk from the north of France, from La Ferme de Loges. And it's something that after 4 years of working with and tasting other coffee bars and this, I'm really convinced it's one of the best milks that I've come across to make cappuccinos. What you'll find in the cup is that the milk will bring out a lovely caramely sweetness, along with turning the baker's chocolate a little bit sweeter and bringing out more like a milk chocolate.
On peut bien applaudir pour le deuxième cappuccino de Kevin, mesdames et messieurs. Trois minutes.
Merci. Please enjoy.
Et cappuccinos. Bravo Kevin, le dernier cappuccino.
Please enjoy the cappuccinos. Thank you.
On peut bien l'applaudir encore à nouveau. Deux minutes.
Okay, for the final beverage we're going to taste today, what I've done is chilled the espresso down. What this does is really brings out that acidity even more. And so, what we'll do for the drink is I've created a reduction of papaya. The reason I've chosen to use this is because the sweetness of it will not affect the taste of the coffee very much, but just kind of bring a little bit of balance to the high acidity that comes after we have chilled down this espresso.
Une minute.
Just a little switching there. Right. Then we'll go ahead and add the espressos in. Then for our last part, I've created what I would consider to be a slightly bitter addition to the drink, just to bring up the complexity of the drink. What this is a slightly longer infusion of cascara, of the coffee cherries. Please enjoy. Please enjoy. 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 Thanks very much for your time today, and I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. Thanks. Time.
On peut l'applaudir s'il vous plaît, mesdames et messieurs. Dernier candidat du championnat de France, Kevin Ayers.
I know.
Alors mon ami,
Merci, Lucas.
ça a été?
Ouais, bien, bien. 6 secondes en plus, mais
C'est pas grave.
j'espère.
Tu sens bien, tu penses d'avoir...
Ouais, c'était sympa.
C'est sympa.
Je suis content.
Je pose toujours la question un petit peu, c'est combien de temps de préparation?
De quoi?
Combien de temps de préparation pour le championnat?
Pour le championnat, j'ai toujours préparé pour le championnat.
Oui,
Tous les jours.
Tous les jours.
Mais quand nous sommes reçus ce café, c'était il y a 3 semaines, j'ai travaillé, j'ai trophié. Mais non, 3 semaines avec ce café.
Kevin, ça fait combien de participations au championnat de France?
Ah, ça, c'est le 3e.
Le 3e. Aujourd'hui, le monde du café évolue. On voit à chaque fois des nouveaux baristas qui sont là. Tu as un petit peu plus d'expérience. Pour toi, c'est quoi le barista?
C'est quoi le barista? Ouf,
Pour aider un petit peu les jeunes aussi à venir avec nous
le
à
barista,
participer.
c'est la dernière personne dans le champ du café.
Peut-être la
Parce
plus
qu'il y a
importante.
beaucoup de personnes qui travaillent avec les grains, avec les cerises, avec les plants, avec la production, le processing. Et le barista, c'est la dernière personne, le
Ok.
plus important.
Donc au final, le travail du barista aujourd'hui pour le monde du café, je dirais presque c'est 60%.
J'espère.
Parce qu'on peut avoir du bon café, mais mal transformé.
Ouais.
On peut applaudir bien le dernier participant au championnat de France 2015, Kevin Ayers, Café Coutume. Bonne chance.
Merci, Lucas.